Today's topic is called What Do We Do When We Have to Make a Change but Don't Have All the Answers? I'm pretty sure that this is something that you have encountered. I mean, we encounter this pretty much every day, even on the way to work or the grocery store when we have a hiccup in traffic. So it happens every day. But um, a lot of times some change, it happens suddenly or just in our gut. We feel like something isn't quite right and we need to make a move. And oftentimes we wait to make that move. At least that's what I did. I am a nurse. I worked as a registered nurse for over 30 years. And um, the last several years, I was getting a lot of positive feedback from the people I worked with, and I was helping a lot of people. I was working with students at that time, had great benefits. This I had it good. There wasn't really a lot to complain about. It was hard work, yeah. Um, but inside of me, I felt like there was something more I was supposed to be doing. Like my stint in that place, that setting, was over, but I didn't know what I was supposed to do, and I hesitated and hesitated until I couldn't hesitate anymore, and I ended up getting in a car accident. And while I am still in the car, I had to, I said, "Okay, God, you got my attention." And I made some changes. And to be honest, I wouldn't be on this podcast had that not happened. I doubt it. So, I just want you to, as you listen to this podcast, just keep in mind um, that change, even when it's abrupt, uh, has its positive sides too. And just to be open to um, good coming out of the unexpected. Okay, so today, as I mentioned, I want to introduce you to my special guest, Adam Dibba. She is the executive director of Africans on the East Side. And before she was all that, she was just my buddy. I've known Adam for about 16 and a half years. We have worked together as advocates in the community. And I think I'm just going to bring her on, let her introduce herself, and then we will go from there. So, all right, I'm going to bring you on, Adam. Okay, Adam,
Hello.
welcome.
Thank
So,
you for the warm welcome.
Uh,
Hmm.
so as you can see, I had to pick up my fashion game because Adam, she does not even have to try to look beautiful, but she's built beautiful inside and out. Adam, you and I met in 2008, right?
Yes, we met in 2008. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like you just to tell us a little bit about Adam, and then we can go there. Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Okay, so just tell us a little bit about Adam.
All right. Here we go. Hi, you all. Thank you for coming and thank you, Karen, for having me on. My name is Adam Dibba. I am a mom of three daughters. Um, I am my father's child. Um, I'm a community leader, a union organizer, and I advocate for African families, immigrants in the Pacific Northwest, which I really enjoy doing. Before Africans on the East Side, I was a union organizer fighting for people's rights.
So you were working as a union. You were working with the union.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, what made you leave the union work?
the union work was awesome. It's some of my greatest moments because fighting for justice and doing civic work is rooted in me. But if my calling was to help my immigrants family and anyone who's always forgotten. So Africans on the East Side, you and I have been on it, working on it for a while. But I think it was time for me to go out of the union, especially when I look and see um, what was happening, the
Mm.
and the unfairness, and also to be singled out or treated as something when you have given your life to just working for a union for so long. I organized many hospitals across the state. I've gone on strikes, I've gone on pickets, but after a while, um, what was due for me wasn't being understood. They were just some missed hiccups and stuff, and people were just acting funny, and people wanted to do that. So I think it was time for me to step into my real role, which is build community, take care of the community that needs me more than anything else. And that's why I left the union.
Okay. Well, I mean, just for transparency, Adam and I, as I mentioned, Adam and I did meet in 2008, and we volunteered together as parent advocates for youth in the Bellevue School District in Washington State. And over those years, that volunteerism turned into a nonprofit, and I work with Adam doing that work, which is just so important. Sometimes, opportunities just kind of fall into our laps, and that we can't ignore. And I think, just like I often say that, when I was little, I always felt like, when people asked me what I wanted to do, I'd say, I want to take care of people. And so in my mind, uh, I thought, okay, I can be a teacher or a nurse. But, as Adam has shown us, there are many ways that we can take care of people. So Adam, what influenced you, growing up to, just have a passion for the work that you're doing now?
I think I immigrated to the US about 30 something years ago. I started my journey in West Seattle, and I had my first daughter. But my dad, who I just love talking about, is a man full of wisdom and stuff. So after I had Khadija, I said, Khadija is my oldest. I said, Dad, nobody give you a book of how to raise a kid. What am I going to do? And I'm in a community where I don't know much. The first thing out of his mouth was volunteer and build your own community.
Mm,
And once he said that, I said, bingo, I got it. But community work and giving back has been rooted in my family from generation to my
mm,
dad, my mom, to my grandma. They can go without for somebody else to have what they need. And that's what I wanted to build here so that people can have a safe place to talk to me, tell me what you need. And that trust that I have built with them makes me continue to do this work every day, no matter how hard it is, and raising kids and doing this.
that's awesome. Wow. I don't care how many times I hear your story. It inspires me every time. Um, I was just thinking about, you immigrated, you didn't have family here. I mean, those are big changes that you had to adapt. How did you, um, what kind of things did you do to kind of, I guess, adapt to the changes? Because I guess you had to learn like a whole new systems. And were there people around you? Did you just figure it out? And um, I know that you find community, and community finds you. So what kind of things do you do when you're faced with change and don't really have all the answers. How do you handle that?
I think after I moved to Bellevue with my oldest two kids and stuff, when you look around at the time we came to Bellevue, there was nobody that looks like us. You don't belong anywhere. But what am I going to do to have a sense of belonging? For people to also understand that we have voices and we are parents and we have to support each other. So I don't always like getting into places where sometimes I'm not invited, but I find myself in there. That's my favorite thing to do,
Causing good trouble.
causing good trouble. I sign up to be a PTSA, and oh boy, what did I learn? I went there many times. I don't know how many times I walked out, but finally I said, I'm not going to walk out again. I'm going to stay. So I stayed. I bring my talent in there, um, talk with them. They have to listen even if they don't want to because they are serving our students. And then I don't even know. Then they said, wow, you will bring culture. Looking at me, the only Black person, immigrant, Muslim from Africa, sitting on PTSA, cancer, and there was no other color, only Adam. I said,
Mhm.
I'll go. Every Monday morning, I will wake up, grab my bag, and go to their meeting. But I think at the end, what I can say is I found some great ally and great friends through that because they know who I was, they know what I'm capable of, and they welcome me with open heart. For Adam Dibba to be a president of PTSA at a school, that's something else. For Adam to be an outreach director with PTSA on council was something else. But all these achievements that come with that and doing this work, it's very hard. You just have to be strong and uh don't settle for less. Just keep on going. It's hard, but you keep on going and learning. And I think at the end of the day, that's what I keep on doing. They will have a meeting and I'm not in the invite, but for somehow I find out. So when I walk in, some people will say, huh? But um, then they started accepting and understanding. And then I started doing equity work in the Bellevue School District, a lot of work in Bellevue District, a lot of community that we form and stuff. So that's me.
Okay. Wow. Well, when you a couple of things that came up for me as you were sharing were how, a lot of times when we are following, I want to say, our instincts, like our human instincts is to be connected to other people. I mean, we are a social people. We're not supposed to be, in this life alone. I don't mean marriage, but I mean neighbor to neighbor. And, just our experiences. I mean, we come from different backgrounds, yet we have a passion for caring for people, and we do it in different ways. And thankfully, for the last decade, more and more, we've had the opportunity to serve community, and care for people, which also cares for our souls. I mean, it's more than about us. But something that you said, one, breaking barriers. So when we do essentially do what we're really created to do, we're going to break some barriers. We're going to be stepping out of the box that a lot of people have put us in. And the other thing that caught my eye, my ear, was to not settle for less. Like, don't settle. Don't allow, good to be instead of great, or the norm to be what we expect of everything. There's so many people that have so many things to offer, and a lot of times we look at them and it's like, oh, you're not supposed to be here. But who said that? And Oftentimes, um, a lot of times I'd say what I've seen are that a lot of women will settle for roles that other people gave them. And a lot of the people who listen to this podcast are women. It's not just for women, but um, especially those who have either been taking care of their children and their household. I do that. Um, but sometimes they may feel like, um, they're not able to use their creative juices in that setting or outside of that setting. And so, really, this podcast is a way for me to, share stories, real life stories of community leaders like Adam, who are helping to uplift people, and in the process she's uplifted. And so I really appreciate you coming out today, Adam. I would like to, well, it's a special treat too, is that we're buddies. So and we do, we work together. But more than that, I mean, Adam, you are a gem to the community. You are well respected, and you challenge us all to be better people and to walk in our purpose. And you ask great questions, and in doing that, you help all of us to really look in the mirror and sometimes acknowledge where we hold stereotypes and places that, areas in our lives that we can grow. So I appreciate you so much, and I know many in the community appreciate you so much. And where can folks find you in social media land? And is there anything coming up?
Well, I I've been going to social media lately. I've been on it for a while. I go to WhatsApp, but not WhatsApp, Facebook, but not that much anymore. But once in a while, I will post something for people to know what I'm doing. But I post a lot of stuff on Instagram. But my favorite thing right now that I'm doing is it's an afternoon show that I do 3 p.m. Pacific time in Seattle time, because I feel like our youths need to be empowered, especially the one that lives across the globe.
Mm,
And so we call you can find me on TikTok the Empower Circle. Um, and we can share the flyer with you to come have great conversation, discussions. Everybody belongs. So I have people who join me all over the world. And the reason why that this platform was created, I wanted it also to linger it a little bit with what Africans on the East Side is doing. But there are so many things that are taboo within our society that we don't talk
mm,
about. But we
mhm,
can
mhm,
talk about things about that in my native language. We're gonna start adding talking English more so that more people can understand. But the joy that I get out of this is um when I started the show, I have young ladies who are so drawn to what I do, and I want to be that voice of empowerment,
mm,
uplifting them to show them that they can be greater than whatever they want to be. My purpose after this empowerment is going on and on is to be able to build a space in the Gambia where they can have work, to do work, to belong in their cities, and not to worry about just taking risk by going through the back roads to go to another country of the unknown. And
mm,
the youths I serve, the youths that come and help me every day, they are so amazing. Um, One of the admin youth that help, I'm here. She's all the way in Belgium, but she does amazing job. I have another one in Texas, and then I have so many of them in the Gambia. They will run as soon as I start. So 3 p.m. we're there for like 2 good hours just talking about what's important, what's necessary, and what we need to do, and how I can empower and uplift them to be better.
Wow, your reach is far, far reaching, and many are being blessed by you. Are there any things, you're the executive director of Africans on the East Side, are there any things, where can we find information about that organization?
For Africans on the East Side, we have a website, www.africansontheeastside.org. We are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, we are on Facebook, and we are working on our what to call it, on our YouTube channel to keep going, where we'll be posting amazing things that we do. We do cultural fashion show. And this Saturday, I am so honored that Africans on the East Side was chosen to partner with Sound Transit and Move Redmond um, for the two new rails that are opening in Redmond. You don't want to miss that. It's from 12 to 4 p.m. We're gonna have African dancers, fashion show, music, and so on. Beat making, henna artists, and Africans on the East Side will be there to support everybody and for you to see what we do and what we are rooting in our community and why
Yes,
it's
yes,
important for people to know us. Because
yes.
at the end of the day, when you look at um, what we do, I could not have done it without Karen, because Karen has been a guiding angel in me doing this work, because this is what I love to do, and our friendship is beyond anything else. So come out and see what we are doing. And I think as human beings, we are, and with whatever we are facing right now at this moment, we can conquer everything when we come together, stand together, and unite. And also, if we need to unite through language, because nobody can take that away from you when
Mm,
that
mhm.
language. And I tell people every time that you guys have to start treating people as human beings, not numbers. Because at the end of the day, human beings are human beings, but everybody is worried about numbers or what am I going to get out of this? And I think
Mm,
that's when we start losing ourselves. And believe in yourself. It can get rough. Look, I've been in this work for so long, and if I tell you sometimes it it can get rough, it can get rough. But I want to be that voice of trust. I want to be that voice that you can turn to me and know that you are safe. Even if I don't have the resources that you need, I will make sure you get it in a respectful way and in a way it makes sense to you.
that's powerful. Well, Adam, thank you. Thank you for being on the podcast today. Great examples of just how change and challenge can be opportunities for growth, to develop our skills, and to discover, new areas of expertise, and to build connection in the community, especially when we're all facing change collectively, so that we don't have to travel this journey alone. So I thank you for being here. I think I will just keep you. It just doesn't feel right to put you back in the room. I can't do it. I just can't do it. So, everybody, thank you for joining in to podcast number 20, special edition, with my special guest, Adam Dibba, Executive Director of Africans on the East Side. You can find the upcoming information about the upcoming events on their website at www.africansontheeastside.org. So if you are in the Seattle, Bellevue area, Redmond area, the event is Saturday. All are welcome. It's free. And for the rest of you, just be encouraged. Change does not mean, this doesn't have to be a negative thing. We can use change and challenge as opportunities for growth. And, maybe discovering some hidden talents that have been buried because we've been too busy taking care of somebody else. That right now, that maybe you can discover that there's some things in you that the world is waiting for. So, in the midst of it all, stress, strain, change, don't forget to unleash your brilliance, uncover your light, and have a great day. Until next time.
Bye bye. Thank you, Karen.